I think the time has come for allies to consider whether they should lift some of the restrictions they have put on the use of weapons they have donated to Ukraine, because especially now when a lot of the fighting is going on in Kharkiv, close to the border, to deny Ukraine the possibility of using these weapons against legitimate military targets on Russian territory makes it very hard for them to defend themselves.
So to be clear, you're asking the US to lift the restrictions on the use of American weapons over Russian territory?
I believe the time has come for allies to consider whether they should lift some of the restrictions they have imposed on weapons donated to Ukraine. Because we need to remember what this is. This is a war of aggression by Russia against Ukraine. Ukraine has the right to defend themselves, and that includes also striking targets on Russian territory. Some allies have already lifted those restrictions, allowing to use their weapons against military targets in Ukraine, and I believe the time has come for other allies to consider this.
The UK has effectively lifted the restrictions, and it is the US that's really the single most important one.
I think what we see now demonstrates the need to reconsider those restrictions, not least because we have fighting going on along the border between Russia and Ukraine, especially in the Kharkiv region, where the front line and the borderline is more or less the same. And then, of course, if you deny Ukraine the right to hit military targets on Russian territory, then you make it very hard for them to uphold the right for self-defense. This is self-defense. Self-defense is enshrined in the UN Charter. It's legal, it's legitimate, and we are helping Ukraine with upholding that right, and that should include the ability to also strike targets on Russian territory when there are military legitimate targets we're talking about.
Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Akakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, taught me his truth. Peace and sincerity unto the elect. Shalom. I'm back at you with another lesson, Lord, going straight to the point and edifying. And I'm basically just laying back and off of, all right, the current events that's going on right now. All right. War, is the topic. Okay. We're on the cusp, all right, of World War III. Okay, this is the inevitable reaction to everything that's going on in the world, as we can see. All right, this is all prophecy. Okay, like that devil just said, okay, they want America to, basically allow Ukraine to use their weapons to strike Russian targets, okay, which is basically bringing America into the war. Okay, so let me read this here. It says NATO parliamentary assembly. It says supports Ukraine's right to hit targets inside Russia using Western arms. Okay, so you got to keep in mind that Ukraine is not a NATO ally. Okay, they're not in NATO. Okay, the West, NATO and the EU, headed by Babylon the Great America. Okay, they have broken every treaty. Okay, they have broken every contract basically that they've had with Russia. Okay, telling them not to expand eastward. Okay, they could expand anywhere else except eastward. Okay, no military expansions eastward. Okay, and of course Babylon does not have integrity. Okay, and they do what the hell they want. Okay, because this is the harlot, the great whore. Okay, so it does what it wants. Okay, so they continue to go eastward. All right, they started getting friendly with Ukraine, which is a big no-no because Ukraine is right on the border. Okay, they share a border with Russia. Okay, which would give America okay, the upper hand, so to speak, okay, to have an ally that's right there on his border. Okay, so you have your enemy on your border, which is a big no-no. So Russia did the only thing logically that it could have done, which was to invade. Okay, and this is what's been going on. So it's basically America fighting Russia through Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine is just the battlefield for the U.S. and Russia right now. Okay, so but these devils, they're trying to because they want war. Okay, like I said, that's the inevitable fate. This is where it's all going. Thus said the scriptures. All right, this is where it is all going. Okay, and these devils, this is what they want. All right. Revelations 11:14, it says the second war was past, and behold, the third war cometh quickly. Okay, and this war is coming fast. All right, but just like the Lord Yahweh Shai said here in Matthew, okay, it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So we know, all right, the end is not yet, because we know there's other prophecies that have to be fulfilled. All right, Jacob's trouble, the famine of the world, the MOTB, civil war, and all these types of, other situations, all right, that you can accumulate as Jacob's trouble. All right, so these things must come to pass, but we know from what we're seeing that once Jacob's trouble, the ball starts rolling on that, the famine of the word comes. Okay, the persecution starts, the MOTB gets rolled out, fully. We know that war is gonna, is just gonna start off. The ball is just gonna roll from there. You see, because the MOTBs in mainstream media, wars all over the place. All right, these devils are being exposed on a high level. All right, all we need is, Esau to basically come down with that great wrath. All we need is some type of black swan event or some type of event. Okay, that's gonna bring forth that problem reaction solution. Okay, but these devils, they want war. Okay, and they're given money as well as weapons, okay, to Ukraine. And Russia came out the other day and basically said, because I guess they're using British weapons, British missiles to hit targets in Russia. So basically Putin, he had came out and he was like, basically, if y'all keep using these British weapons, okay, basically we're fighting the British. And just like the dude said in the video yesterday, I did lesson yesterday where that I believe it's the British Prime Minister, or he's some high person in the government, and he was basically like, we're already at war with Russia. They just haven't told the people yet. They just haven't put the people on. Okay, because right now it's a silent war being fought. Okay, they're doing it through sanctions. They're doing it through proxies. They're doing it through resources. Okay, they're doing it through economics. You see, it just hasn't been declared because there's Russian troops out there. There's NATO troops out there, man. Okay, it's already happening. Okay, but it's going to reach to the point where it's going to be declared. Some event, some massive event is going to cause the conflict. Okay, so so Russia basically told the British basically, like, if you keep giving them weapons, you're basically saying that you are part of this war. So we have the right to bomb your military bases in the area and in Britain itself. You see, and this is where it's all going. They need some type of problem to come forth. They need to be attacked. Okay, this is why they're poking the bear. This is why they're harassing Russia the way they are. Okay, it's called Article 5. Basically, it's a NATO treaty, an alliance treaty, basically, where if one of them gets attacked by an enemy country, it's basically an attack on all of them. So everybody comes in, okay, and that's just the that's World War III instantly. If Russia attacks, that's why if they bring, just like the president of Hungary, the prime minister, I believe, of Hungary, he was like, basically, I read yesterday, when he said, if NATO brings Ukraine, tries to make them be a part of NATO, that's automatic World War III. Okay, and these devils, they want the conflict, but right now, due to Russia's aggression on them, and what's going on, these other NATO countries like Hungary and and other countries like, I believe it's Sri Lanka. Was it? No, I think it's Slovakia, one of them countries. But you have, you know, countries in NATO and in the EU that are opposed, so to speak, to having a war with Russia. You see, so they all mixed up, but that's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. So let me just read a little bit here, and then I got a video. I ain't gonna try to make this too long. I just wanted to, speak on a few things in this, okay? Because this is where it's all going, okay? War is inevitable. It's gonna happen, okay? So let me get this here. So it says, NATO allies should lift restrictions that prohibit Ukraine's use of Western supplied weapons against military targets inside Russia. The NATO Parliamentary Assembly said in a declaration adopted on May 27, it says some of the countries that supply the most military aid to Ukraine, namely the U.S. and Germany, are against Ukraine using their weapons. You see, because they're not stupid. They understand what would happen if they use their weapons. Okay, because I forgot how they word it, but they have laws of combat, so to speak. Okay, and it goes really deep. This is why they can't fly in each other's airspace. Okay, this is why they can't come over certain lines, and there's a lot of heavy restrictions when it comes to war. All right. So they know, the U.S. and Germany, they know that if they allow Ukraine to use their weapons, okay, to target Russia, Russia could then target them. You understand? So they're not stupid. But you have these, like the French president. You got the guy I just we just listened to. I forgot. I don't know. I think he's from France, or he one of them European countries, from the beast system. All right, but basically, they're opposed to each other. Some want to do it, some don't, because they understand what will happen. They understand, but the madmen, these destructive. This is why the Lord gotta just take these devils out of the way, man, because they're literally death, man. Okay, let me grab that scripture. They're literally just death. All right, let me grab this. See, Revelation 6:4 says, and there went out another horse that was red, okay, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, okay, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And this is the Edomite. This is the Edomite power structure, man. This is that beast system. All right, this is that Edomite empire. Okay, there's no peace in the earth with these devils, man. You see, they want war. They want death. Okay, let me grab this. Okay. Yep. Ezekiel 35:6, it says, therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. You see that? Because this devil, they don't hate blood. They love to shed it. You see? That's their favorite color, so to speak. All right? So the Lord said he's going to prepare him for blood, because what's going to happen is this is going to backfire on them. Okay? This is going to backfire on them from the inside of their own alliance, okay, to their enemies. It's going to backfire. and this place is going to get completely annihilated, man. Okay, so you got these other European countries trying to force America into the war. They want America into the war because America is the sword, and they understand that. All right, but you have to think, they don't understand that America is the Lord's biggest chess piece, man. Okay, because once America steps foot anywhere, that's automatic nuclear war. That's automatic World War III. Okay, so America right now, they trying to move carefully, even though they still, forcing the sword and selling weapons and, doing their wickedness. They still got to move a certain way, okay, because they still got an agenda to fulfill. All right, bringing this MOTB, crashing this economy, whatever they're about to bring, these other catastrophes that they're about to bring, that they already have planned. So the Lord has them walk in a certain way, okay, until he's ready to, bring them fully in. All right, which is going to be through those small hats in the Holy Land. Okay, so okay, I was supposed to get another scripture, but I forgot. So let me read it. Finish reading here. It says, some of the countries that supply the most military aid to Ukraine, namely the U.S. and Germany, are against Ukraine using their weapons to strike Russia territory due to fears this would lead to an escalation of the war. You see that? Because automatically from there, Russia's going to start attacking U.S. bases, which is surrounding, all the area. Okay, they got the drill going on right now. The Steadfast 24, where they got 90,000 troops. All right, from NATO. Okay, it says other partners such as the UK have said that Ukraine has the right to use Western supplied weapons to strike targets inside Russian territory. It says NATO member states should support Ukraine in its international right to defend itself by lifting some restrictions on the use of weapons provided by NATO allies to strike legitimate targets in Russia, the declaration said. But they know America and Germany, okay? And this is why everybody waits on America. You see that? Because America is the horde that rides the beast, man. You see? They have to come to the big homie. All right, America, Babylon the Great is the big homie that they all gotta wait on to be like, yo, you gotta hop in this. And if America say no, they, then it's no. You see? America's the big homie. All right? They can't just do nothing. Okay? It says Ukraine must be provided with all that it needs as quickly as possible and for as long as it takes for it to win. And they're not going to win. They're not going to win. It's already over. Okay, you're at this point, they're just throwing bodies at the meat grinder. Okay? Russia's not playing. Okay? They think they're playing with the same Russia that they had before. And that's not the case. Okay, the Lord has put a cold spirit, okay, on Russia. They're not playing. Let me grab this. Ezekiel 38. I'm going to read from 2. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, because the Lord is against Russia too, because they're Edomites. Okay? They're Edomites. Of course, we do have, you have Edomites that, Jakes that look like Edomites, but in this case, for the most part, these are Edomites. All right? So the Lord is against them too, but the Lord is just using Edomites to take down Edomites. He's using the sword to take down the sword. All right? So, next verse it says, and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashmel Shai Power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks in thy jaw. You see that? And I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, because the Lord is going to turn Russia back to that Cold War spirit, that Soviet Union spirit, that SSR spirit. Okay? So, America still thinks they're dealing with a weak Russia. This is why you have them, France and these other countries right now, these other European countries, Western European countries, all right, the beast system, trying to boast up against Russia. This is why they're so ready to attack Russia. Okay, but America ain't stupid. Okay, just like that U.S. general said, he said Russia is the only country on the face of the earth that can destroy them. Okay, they're aware of this. They understand this. Okay, these other Western European countries are just, boasting on America's might. They're boasting on the sword that America got. And hoping that America will throw bodies to this, which is going to end up happening. Okay, because they're going to bring back the draft. Okay, because once the war starts in the Middle East, okay, it's a wrap. It's gonna be all hands on deck. Okay, so let me see here. It says the declaration was approved by a majority of the 281 lawmakers in the NATO preliminary assembly and received support from NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, who said that the right to self-defense includes hitting legitimate targets outside Ukraine. You see that? So right there is, and that's in itself an escalation. Okay, because Russia is fighting them on their grounds basically. Okay, because he had to invade. There was no other way to do it, because Ukraine was trying to basically stage a coup or stage some type of event. They was trying to invade Russia, basically. Okay, from how it's being told. You see, so Russia was like, "F that, I'm gonna come to you." Okay, because they see where it's going. Russia sees where it's going. Once they join up with America or NATO, that's a problem. Okay, so Russia put nipped it in the bud. Right, he nipped it in the bud. Okay, and now Babylon is fighting, and NATO is basically fighting through Ukraine, Russia. Okay, and they need some excuse. NATO wants an excuse to go to war with Russia. Okay, this is why all of these things are happening. This is why all these drills are going on. These military drills are going on. Okay, they're readying themselves for war. All right, everybody knows, everybody knows what time it is. Joel 3:9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say that I am strong. And this is what's going on right now. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. Let the heathens be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai is near in the valley of decision. Okay, and that's going to be in the Middle East. Okay, them small hats are going to draw out. All right, the least of the flock is going to draw them out, Babylon into war, man. Okay, the least of the flock which is them small hats, they're going to draw the entire world into World War III. Okay, that's how World War III is going to be launched. Okay, right now what's going on, Russia, China, and Taiwan, and the small hats over there, these are all basically preparations. All right, stirring up the hatred, stirring up the animosity, stirring up the tension. Okay, all it's going to take is the right situation to happen. That's it. You got these small hats in Israel. You had the small hats in Egypt, fighting at each other. Okay, it's going down. All right. So I'm just gonna read this last line here, and then you can find this on your own. It's going down. It says Ukraine can only defend itself if it can attack Russia's supply lines and Russian bases of operations. You see that? It says the NATO Preliminary Assembly President Michael, I ain't gonna say that, said, all right. So they basically want the go ahead to attack Russian bases, because Russia's been attacking basically weapons depots. Anytime basically they're getting weapons from these other countries, they're destroying them. Russia's taking them out. Okay. So, this is just escalation. More escalation. They want more escalation, just like Revelation 6 and 4 said. All right. They take peace from the earth. Okay. So we're going to go to this video here. All right.
Just 1 week ago, Russia ran tactical nuclear drills, moving their nukes into firing positions near Ukraine. A few days later, they had their over-the-horizon nuclear radars destroyed. These are for the sole purpose, or primary purpose, of detecting intercontinental ballistic missiles, strategic, all-out nuclear warfare. Now, just today, the first deputy director of Russia's FSB, their Federal Security Service, has come out and accused the United States and its vassals, also known as NATO, of preparing to do nuclear strikes on their territory. Now, while these accusations are far more arcane than the Russians themselves practicing tactical nuclear drills, we have a very similar situation unfolding as to what we did in early 2022, where you had both sides accusing the other of about to make a move, and then, of course, one side made a move. The Russians to this day insist that they were just preempting an attack that was coming from Ukraine into the Donbass, while the majority of the world views it as Russia invaded Ukraine in an unprovoked manner. Regardless, the most important thing to consider here is that...
Did you know that Marvel has their own limited edition coins? Let's take a closer look. It's a 1 ounce
as we speak, we have now 3 main points of vertical escalation in the past week alone. Movement of tactical nukes into firing positions, the targeting of Russia's nuclear radars by U.S. and its vassal states and its non-vassal states like Ukraine, or its vassals by some other name than NATO. And now you have these accusations being made that the Russians are aware that NATO is planning to do nuclear strikes on its territory. Now, in the last 24 hours, something remarkable has happened. All of a sudden, you have all of these European leaders, including many within the U.S. government, calling for a lifting of the moratorium on Ukraine using their longer-range weapon systems that they've been given, or medium-range, I guess they'd be considered, to target deep inside Russia and allow them to neutralize the sites that the Russians are using to wage war against them. Many of these sites inside Russia are a dual purpose. So not only are they for the purpose of waging war against Ukraine, but they're also for the purpose of strategic warfare. These are home to strategic bombers, proximate to places where nuclear weapons are stored, or nuclear radars, or some aspect of their nuclear triad which is dependent on critical infrastructure.
So basically, again, Ukraine targeted, I guess, their radar system that, basically watches for intercontinental ballistic missiles from, nuclear weapons, basically ICBMs. Okay, they attacked it and destroyed it. Okay, because at the end of the day, war is coming. All right, this is what from the elders and the apostles on down. This is what's being stressed to you people, man. Especially first and foremost, I'm speaking, and I'm only speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true people of the Holy Scriptures. You are the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, you must come back to your power and repent before, all right, the day of the Lord, all right, catches you like a thief in the night. Okay, This is what we're stressing, because this is what is coming. Okay? This is the inevitable end. This is where all of this is going. Okay? So, basically, it's just more escalation and more escalation. Okay? Now they're saying it's okay to, basically strike in Russia. Okay? And the average Jake is living a life. Okay? The average Jake, while they getting ready to draft your ass, the average Jake is chilling, partying, hooking, vacationing, partying, living it up. You're gonna be on a battlefield in a foreign land, okay, getting clapped at. All right? With mortar strikes coming down on your ass. And missiles flying past you. Okay? Afraid for your life. Okay? This is where all of this is going. So let me just get this, because you know how YouTube is on, copyright and stuff like that. So I'm gonna just try to, stop it every few, a few times, grab some scriptures and stuff. We ain't gonna listen to it any much longer, but I just want to, for the points to come out. All right. 2 Timothy 3:1, it says this, know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Okay, we're in those perilous times, man. Okay, we're in those times where we're gonna need Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We're gonna have to lean on Yahweh Bashim Yahushua even more and more and more and more. And I'm speaking first and foremost for myself. Okay, because we all got work to do. You see? So let me just see another scripture. If I grab another scripture here, okay, because this is where all of it is going, man. All right, and our people don't know what time we in. The world don't know what time we in, but we know what time we in. All right, Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, to everything there is a season, and to every purpose under the sun, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Okay, it says a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And this is where we are. We're in a time of war and hatred. Okay? No peace. Okay, let me grab this. Okay, there's going to be no peace. Okay, there's going to be no peace. Okay, Ezekiel 7:25, it says, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Okay, this is the time that we're going into. Destruction is coming. Okay, there's going to be no peace. No peace. Okay, we're not in the time of love and of peace. That's going to be in the kingdom. Okay, we're in the time of hate and of war. That's all you see is hatred and war. Okay, but the average Negro, Latino, Native American has no clue. Okay, they think everything's just la la land. And that's why you gotta thank the Lord, like He woke you up. Because you could be in gross darkness. You could be in la la land, man. I would not want to be in the mindset of any of these people right now. I love this mindset, even though it comes with its burdens. But I accept these burdens. I'd rather take these burdens than to take the burdens of the world, man. Okay, that what they're about to face. You see, because at least, we have hope. They don't have that. And the time is coming, okay, where it's going to get completely chaotic and out of hand, man. Okay. And Jake, they're not in the right mindset, man. Okay, they're not in the right mindset. You see? Isaiah, let me grab that. They don't got it, man. Isaiah 33:6 says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah is his treasure." So it's the wisdom and the knowledge that's going to keep the elect stable in the times to come. Okay? That's what's going to keep us stable in the fear in the Lord, first and foremost. That's going to keep us, the elect safe. Okay? Everybody else is going to be unstable. Everybody else is going to be bugging out, losing their minds. You know?
Take out a nation's critical infrastructure and they cannot fire the nuclear weapons, that's pretty much the same thing as taking out their nuclear weapons, because of course it puts them in a very vulnerable situation. Now today, you have pretty much everybody, with the exception of, I think, Italy and Olaf Scholz, who's kind of waffling on the issue and pretending that he's not in support of this, when really he and the United States are. They're just the biggest powerhouses amongst them, so they have to be a bit more tight-lipped. It's kind of like if you run a company, you're never going to see the owner going out and giving the customer the bad news. That's the job of the bitch, the middle management or the manager. They have to go out, give people the bad news. And that's exactly what's happening here, as you have the UK, Sweden, France, Finland, Poland, and all the Baltic states basically not only calling for the deployment of instructors. What bullshit. If you think that they're just going there to instruct, I mean, there's already 1,000 French troops in Ukraine. That's pretty much, it's unofficial, but you can rest assured there's a hell of a lot of smoke. There's guaranteed to be a fire of some magnitude. You have all of them calling for the use of weapons to target deep inside Russia in unison, including Jens Stoltenberg and Joseph Borrell, the head of the EU. In addition to that, you have this U.S. policy that appears at first glance to be against the idea of Ukraine using weapons against Russia. But when you really listen to the wording of spokesperson Matthew Miller, here is what he said on the topic of Ukraine being permitted to use U.S. weapon systems inside of Russia to target Russia's nuclear facilities. Essentially, because that's what they're going to do, because they're trying to provoke a response. I'll get to that in just a moment. He said that our policy is that we do not encourage or allow attacks beyond Ukrainian borders. Notice what he said. Our policy is that we do not encourage or allow attacks beyond Ukrainian borders. Now, number one, Ukrainians consider Crimea to be a part of their country. That's not really the issue here. I think Russia is already resigned to the fact that Crimea is going to be a target, and clearly it's a red line that's been overstepped without things going nuclear.
Do you want to invest but don't know where to start? Check out the Webull app, an easy-to-use.
They're talking, of course, about Russia proper, the Russia that is undeniably Russian, outside of Crimea and the Donbass. But the wording here is that we do not encourage, okay? We do not encourage attacks. Now, they do say allow attacks, but that's quite secondary. Furthermore, all of these attacks that are being leveraged inside of Russia are using U.S. reconnaissance. They are using, and this is what Vladimir Putin said outright today. He explicitly stated this in an Uzbekistan, I think it was Uzbekistan press conference, that the systems that are being used to coordinate all of these attacks inside their territory are NATO-based,
You see? So Ukraine is basically America is basically pinpointing the targets for Ukraine to attack in Russia. Okay? So they're already at war with Russia, man. It just has not been declared, man. Okay? And these are just more escalations. All right?
the United States. So when they say that they don't encourage, that doesn't mean that they're not continuing to provide Ukraine and that there's any punitive action taking place. It just means that they're not encouraging it. And they can say, well, we don't allow it either. But of course they have to say that, right? Because what they're trying to do now is position it so that the vassal states are taking the heat, so that if this thing goes nuclear, it remains at the tactical level. What we need right now, think of what a tactical nuclear detonation would be like for the military-industrial complex. The detonation of a tactical nuke, if you can provoke the Russians into doing it, that's like what bird flu is to all of those medicinal companies who just can't wait to start needling people again. That would be the equivalent. You cannot tell me that there's not somebody just in a corner somewhere going.
All right, and you could just watch the rest of that. I don't want to get no, copyrights, but it's Canadian Prepper, of course. Guy always comes out with good videos. Keeps you up to date. So I'm gonna grab a few scriptures. I'm gonna wrap it up. Revelations 11:14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." All right, and this war is fastly approaching. Okay, but we have a few more prophecies that have to come to pass before this main prophecy kicks off. But we do know that it's in the works. We do know that this is here. It's happening. Okay, so once the Jacob's trouble, MOTB, famine of the word, Jacob's trouble, however it goes, but in the midst of Jacob's trouble, the famine of the word is going to come, the MOTB is going to come, okay, the persecution, okay, war, World War III, you see, and then Lord Yahweh cracking the clouds in the midst of that and taking on this wicked system. All right, beaming up the elect. See? So it's literally just a few more prophecies, man. A few more prophecies. We're in those times, man. We're in the last days of the last days. Okay? Let me grab this. Second Ezra 6:9, it says, "For Esau," okay, the so-called white man, "for Esau is the end of the world." See that? The end of the world, which is the end of the Gentiles ruling, the end of the heathen rulership. He's going to be the last heathen to rule. Okay, the Edomite. And he's going to be the most powerful heathen to rule. Okay? It says, "For Esau is the end of the world." You see that? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau, Edom's kingdom, has to go down first. All right? For the kingdom of heaven to come in. Okay? For Jacob to rule. Okay? The Israelites under Lord Yahweh Shai. See? So Esau has to go down, and his world is fastly going down. And the Lord is going to use the sword against the sword. He's going to use an Edomite against an Edomite, okay, to destroy each other, okay? They're going to cancel each other out, okay? Second Ezra 6:9, it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." See? Ecclesiasticus 5:7, it says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai, and put not off from day to day. For suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem El Shai come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance." And with that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem HaKakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and sincerity unto the elect. Shalom.